People forget how crazy Klay Thompson is. The last time we saw him on the court, he was trying to jog off an ACL tear. Dude came down sideways, got back up, told the trainer, "I'll be right back." He did come back to shoot free throws. It reminded us of Kobe Bryant hitting those free throws with a torn Achilles. Klay Thompson is that insane. People also forget about his game. 43 points on 4 dribbles, a record 14 threes in a game. People are about to remember Klay Thompson. We've just seen him for the first time in months, and his game sounds scary. This video shows just how ready Klay is to continue the Warriors dynasty and the win now move they must make for this coming season. Hey, it's Casey. Hit subscribe and notification bells because I have 2 announcements. Number 1, it is officially the goal to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I know we can do it. If you watch these videos but you don't subscribe, please hit subscribe. It would help out a lot. And number 2, we are switching to 9 a.m. Eastern. So same videos, just as always, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday, but we're gonna drop the videos earlier so that we can live up to the name AM Hoops. The only reason Klay Thompson doesn't get more love is he's in the same backcourt as Steph Curry. Klay is the best shooter in NBA history, except for Steph. On any given night though, Klay could be the better shooter, and he has been. 14 threes in a game. His 60-point game, his record 37-point quarter where Steve Kerr said, quote, "I was one of the luckiest NBA players ever to play with Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, and some of the greatest players ever. As many spectacular things as Michael did, which he did nightly, I never saw him do that." Damn. Klay does it in big games too, not just the regular season. How about his 11 threes in a Game 6 comeback to beat the Thunder so KD could join them? Klay is amazing, but other than defense, he ain't better than Steph Curry. I mean, look at their numbers compared. Steph is better at everything, including field goal and 3-point percentages. But the Warriors don't care about that. They've got both guys in the same backcourt until they didn't. Klay tore his ACL in the finals before the Raptors won. Steph broke his hand just a few games into last season. The Dynasty Dubs crashed so hard, they had the worst record in the NBA last season at 15-50. But it's not surprising they got injured. We saw this coming. Every year they would play all season at the highest level, except for when Steph was hurt. Then the playoffs for about 100 games a year. Their bodies just broke down. They needed rest apparently, but now they're back. Klay has been releasing photos of himself on the beach, video of his rehab. He even took the time to meet a woman who was dying of cancer because it was her dying wish to meet her favorite Warrior. It's no wonder Dubs fans love this guy. Now he is back at Warriors camp playing actual hoops.
Klay looks great. He's missing it for sure. So he's back at it. The final piece to his puzzle is live NBA action or that kind of speed. And you can't replicate that speed even in camp.
Okay, so they need to be in live game action before we know that Steph is Steph and Klay is still Klay. The big question will be, are they good enough to beat the Lakers, LeBron and AD, with Steph and Klay coming off injuries without Kevin Durant? Well, this one quote blew my mind. It's from Klay's dad, a former Laker #1 overall pick. Quote, "He's doing great. He's playing, going full speed, fully healthy. I've been watching him work out, and I'll tell you one thing. It's crazy to say, but his shot looks even better." What? That is an insane statement, especially because he's already close to the best shooter of all time, but it makes sense. All he's been doing in rehab is shooting. That's all he can do. If Klay Thompson is even better at shooting, then the Warriors should absolutely be a championship contender. In my 2021 power rankings linked above, I had the Warriors getting the 2 seed, but with how Klay looks now, I could easily see them at 1. On top of that, the NBA is talking about a December 22nd start, and think about how big of an advantage that would be for the Warriors. Days of rest for Klay, 556. Days of rest for Steph, 417 if you don't count that one game he played in March. Days of rest for Draymond, 297. For Wiggins, 285. Days of rest for the Lakers, 70. How How does the NBA expect a 35-year-old LeBron to take just 70 days off to go back to competing for a championship? It's why Danny Green says the Lakers vets might take the first month off. Some people have said there's no way Klay Thompson will be a 2021 All-Star, but I think that's wrong too. When you look at the West All-Stars from last year, I expect Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, and Brandon Ingram to be replaced by Steph Clay and Devin Booker, who only got in last season because Damian Lillard was injured. So that means I expect the Warriors to hit the ground running with a healthy and all-star Stephen Clay, plus Draymond, Andrew Wiggins, and whoever they bring in with a trade. And yes, don't be fooled, they are going to trade the number 2 overall pick. I know reports have said that they like James Wiseman, but this is the season of lies. Front offices float out rumors like that, so people think they really want the pick, and it'll cost you a lot to get it. Now, who will they get in a trade for the number 2 pick? Very interesting question. We'll dive into that. But first, this is the right decision. I know that LaMelo Ball or Anthony Edwards or James Wiseman could take the torch from this current dynasty, but a win-now vet gives them a better chance to win the title. The Dubs need to maximize what they have now and win at least one more chip. Steph Curry is 32 years old, Klay and Draymond are both 30. They're all in their late prime, and they have it in them to win a chip this season. Look, I like LeBron and AD, but the Lakers have no depth. I like Kawhi and Paul George, but we saw what happened in the bubble. So if the Warriors agree with me, what does a trade look like? Well, they don't just have the number 2 pick. Here are the tools they have in a trade. Andrew Wiggins' big contract, the $17.2 million trade exception, those picks, number 2 overall, Minnesota's top 3 protected next season, and their own picks in 2021 or 2022, plus cap filler small contracts. The trade targets I think Golden State should consider in order are Dennis Schroeder, Miles Turner, LaMarcus Aldridge, John Collins, Bradley Beal, and Joel Embiid. Yes, I think a trade package of Wiggins plus the number 2 pick might be enough to land Embiid. Daryl Morey is now running the front office in Philly, and he does big crazy moves like this. Pairing Embiid in the front court with what the Dubs already have would make them instant title favorites, but whatever they do, Golden State can't draft a rookie and have him gain experience. They need someone with experience who is ready to win now. Am I ready to say the Warriors are gonna be 2021 champs? Not yet. I agree with their GM, Bob Myers. I have got to see them on the court in live game action, but I think Dubs fans should be really excited. So look, the trade is really exciting. We know Steph Curry is ready to go, but nothing makes me more excited for next season in the Dubs than how Klay Thompson looks after that ACL. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.